going on? What's going on? What is happening? Looks like I picked the right week on to go on to go live because it's been a lot going on, man. I gotta take care of something real quick. Give me a second. By the way, let me know if y'all can hear me. Just want to make sure of that. All right, I'm seeing some of y'all in here. JC, Sayo, uh, Jeremy. What's up, y'all? What's happening? All right, question: who wants to be a mod? Because I'm not trying to have what happened last time, where you have all these bots that be coming into the chat. So all I need is just one mod. So who wants to do it? All right, cool. Y'all can hear me. All right, Charlie, PC. All right, we good to go, man. We good to go. Oh, you sorry, I can't even say it. You don't mind being a mod? All right, I'm gonna set you as the mod because I don't want to have that shit that happened last time. That was irritating. So here you go. Let's see. All right, there we go. All right, what's going on, y'all? Like I said, it's a good week to I chose a good week to go live because man, you got the NASCAR 25 news that just came out about the release date. You got NASCAR rumors and you got controversy about the playoffs. There's all types of shit going on. So it's only so much I could say on Twitter. So I had to go live and talk about a lot of this. So um so yeah, so um yeah, it's a lot going on this week. Thank you guys for being in the chat today or tonight. Um as you see on the screen, NASCAR 25 finally has a release date. October 14th, so the countdown is on. They showed like a little teaser of you know, William Byron going around the track. And JC, you just read my mind. Low frame rate of someone driving Byron's car into the wall at Bristol. What a great first impression. Yeah, I was just getting ready to mention that, man. Like, so the good news, we got a release date. The bad news, they could have showed off something that was, better looking than this. It's a lot of people that's bringing up the frame rate, 15 frames per second. So, that's not good. Um, yeah, I hopefully this game runs 60 frames per second, but um, you know, this is just a 10-second clip, but so you can't really take too much away from it, but they could have done better when it came to that. So that's kind of a red flag right there. The game is going to be released on PS5 and Xbox, the Xbox Series X on October 14th, but when it comes to PC, and this is another negative, it's you guys on PC are going to have to wait. So that's another negative. So yeah, it seemed like every time some news come out about this game, it seemed like that excitement for it kind of dwindles a little bit because it's just, and like I said, I a lot of the things they confirmed that's not gonna be in the game, I kind of was expecting anyway. I'm expecting the game to be bare bones, but you gotta have like some things in there, like like I was talking about before on Twitter, like they're not gonna have a spectator mode for online, and that's kind of odd because NASCAR Heat 2 had a spectator mode, and the team that was working on that game, it was a smaller team and they had less resources. So um, you know, it's just kind of odd that you guys they got 50 to what 70 guys working on this game. It's iRacing that's making the game, and it's going to be a pretty bare bones game. Now, obviously, like what we talked about before, the physics and the AI. I think this game they're trying to sell you on the physics and the AI, and the options that we're going to have to mess around with the controls and all that. I think that's going to be the selling point when it comes to this game, and maybe the career mode. But when it comes to the career mode, that's kind of sounding a little underwhelming. Keep forgetting I could show off you guys' comments. Charlie, disappointed that the PC version is to be decided. I don't have uh nor I don't have a gaming. I guess you was trying to say that you don't have a PC. Um no, you have a PC, but you said that you might have to buy the game on console. Yeah, it sucks, man. Like, that's another red flag like I was talking about. By the way, I really like the collaboration you did with JC on the Larson versus Verstappen debate. Thanks, man. My first freaking collaboration. I never thought that I'd have a collaboration with somebody on this channel, so that was pretty dope. Want to thank JC again for that. Man, I don't know if it was just me, but JC, man, that dude, you nailed that fucking commentary, man. Like, and I told you about it in private, but that you nailed that shit, man. Like, we got to do more collabs in the future because you know you you got the voice for it. NASCAR said they were going to be a test session with 750 horsepower. Who knows? Plus, we have a lot of shields. If this was the early 2000s, most of these people wouldn't make it past stage one. I'm going to get to the shields, the NASCAR shields, later in this live stream because trust me, I was livid the other day when it came to the whole, Daniel Trotter, Larry McReynolds controversy. Cars boy, what's up, man? What is up? How you been? Thanks for liking my tweet in response to Daniel Trotter's reply to Mark Martin. No problem. Uh, it was a lot of dumb shit going on the other day when it came to that. But I'll get to that. I want to kind of focus on this NASCAR 25 stuff. So, what's up, Nicholas? Uh, I think I said what's up to Jeremy already. But yeah, like going back to NASCAR 25, yeah, they could have done a better job when it came to showing off a teaser. Now, they got a they got a dev diary coming next week, and they're gonna reveal the driver roster, which is supposed to be what 190 drivers in the game, which is still insane to me. What's up, Chase? How you doing tonight, man? But yeah, so they're gonna reveal those two things next week, and they said that it was something else that they said that they was gonna reveal. I forgot what it was, but yeah, we finally. are at that point to where like we're starting to get stuff when it comes to this game. Still don't know if I'm gonna buy the game. Do not pre-order this game. I'm really trying to tell you guys right now, like don't pre-order, wait for gameplay, wait for people that actually like don't pay attention to people that's gonna like glaze the game because they getting, paid to do it or whatever. Like just wait for people to get their hands in the game, go on YouTube, watch some gameplay, and then make a decision because um, like there's people that's going to get this game early and they're going to try to make it seem like it's the best thing in the world when really it's not. I mean, people was doing that with NASCAR 21 Ignition, and I'm not going to name any names when it comes to that, but pretty sure you guys know who I'm talking about. A couple people, but um, that video of Byron and the clip on the screen looks awful. Yeah, I was just, JC was mentioning that. I mentioned it. A lot of people in the comments. Let me see if I can go and look at the comments. A lot of people was mentioning that, man. Like, um, somebody said this is NASCAR Heat 5. Um, you know, a lot of people are not liking what they seeing when it comes to that clip, but that's not gonna be that clip is not gonna be the reason why I'm gonna skip out on a game. Somebody said the game looks like ass. Uh, I'm not gonna take too much away from that, but yeah, it's not a good first impression. So yeah. Um. So yeah. So October 14th. So mark that on your calendars, and you know, praying. I'm praying that this turns out to be a solid fucking game, man. Like, I'm so fucking nervous. Like, I mean, I know it's a video game, but god damn, man. Like, I'm tired of playing Thunder 04. So I'm praying. I mean, we all praying that this game, ends up good. I don't see how they can fuck this up. Like, they can fuck it up, but like, I don't see how they can fuck it up to where it's on a NASCAR ignition level. So please, like, don't screw this up, man. Now one thing that I did take away, another thing I took away from this little clip is the engine sound. Now the engine sound is pretty good. It's pretty spot on. I'm gonna play it real quick. Hold on. That doesn't sound bad at all. That sounds, pretty damn good. Now, NASCAR games in at least with 704, when it came to like NASCAR Heat 4 and 5, they actually excuse me, they actually nailed the engine sounds when it came to that game. Like so and it seemed like that iRacing did the same thing. So when it came to this game. So that's the one positive I took away from that little teaser was the engine sound. So that's important. I don't want them sounding like, you know, NASCAR 2002 engines, the engine sounds from that game. So that's a plus right there. Um, so yeah, man, like, it's gonna be this game is gonna be, and I said this on Twitter, it's gonna be similar to Assetto Corsa. If y'all don't know what Assetto Corsa is, it's a sim racing game. It was on PC and then it got ported to console. It's kind of like, similar to Project Cars, but has way, way, way less content in the game. So they first game, it was just it had great physics, it had great AI. Everything else about it was ass. Like not ass, but it was just nothing there. Like it was no weather transitions or like no weather in the game. No oh yeah, and you had a lot of options to play with when it came to like your steering wheel or your controller settings and all that. But that was pretty much it. So that's what I think NASCAR 25 is going to be. So um hopefully, and going back to the career mode, like I don't think the career mode is going to be all that either. Like it's probably going to be similar. It's sounding very NASCAR heatish when it comes to the career mode. The only difference is that you're going to have the Arca series and you're going to have expenses, but outside of that, there's no silly season. There's no you can't take over other drivers' rides. Um, I'm gonna get to you guys' questions in a minute. Um, there's no it's a lot of stuff that's gonna be missing. So, I'm not all this. I know I sound negative about it, but it's just I want a good solid game, but you got to have like some basic stuff in there too. So that's pretty much what I'm saying. Um, yeah, I just hope the game is playable and not like an ignition. That's what everybody is hoping for. Nicholas, I'm looking forward to NASCAR 25, and I can't wait to drive for Trackhouse in the game. In the career mode, probably not because they said that it's just gonna be you like managing your race team the whole time. But if you talk about single player and all that, yeah, you get to drive, you know, a Trackhouse car. I bet Steve Letarte NBC pushed for low downforce in 2015. Uh, low downforce. Um, I don't think that was a Steve Letarte NBC decision. I just think that um, drivers was really speaking their minds about wanting the cars to be harder to drive, and NASCAR actually gave it to them. I think you meant to say high downforce because 2015 was the year where they experimented with that weak ass package at what was that Michigan? It was a high downforce package. The spoiler was what like 11 inches tall. I don't know. I'm a little worried for this game with all the futures they're lacking, and also the graphics looking like ignition. Also, gameplay is yet. Also, no gameplay yet is concerning. So you mentioned futures, and that's what I was just talking about. Like, look, I wasn't expecting being able to drive under caution and having all this crazy stuff in the game, like track creator and all this stuff that you will see in like F1 games or you will see like in the later EA games. Like I wasn't expecting that, but I am like expecting like, hey, you gotta have DNFs in the game. You gotta have, and this is an important one. You gotta have deep stat tracking. You gotta have stats in the game. I'm not gonna sit here and don't give me no excuse. Like this is a sports title. You gotta have stats. I want to be able to track my stats year by year, series by series, and you got to have a good amount that you can take a look at. Not just wins. I'm talking about top fives, top 10, stage wins. Um, if the game does have DNFs, how many DNFs do you have throughout the year? Average start, average finish. Um, just a bunch of stats that you can take a look at. Um, didn't they mention that they worked with what NASCAR Insights or something like that when it came to I think they was talking about something else, but it would be nice to just have like you know a bunch of stats in the game, man, because at the end of the day, it's a sports title, so you can't be missing stuff like that. I want to see caution replays. I'm tired of like I hate when you play NASCAR Heat and you don't see like you don't know what the caution was for. And I hope it's not to the point to where it's just like the Heat games to where like the caution comes out, you don't know what the fuck you don't know what happened. So at least like if they're not gonna have caution replays, at least show like, hey, the 44 got into the wall or the 44 spun out or it was a 5 car pile up. Here's it would show like in text, you know, what happened instead of showing like the actual replay of what happened. I'll be willing to accept that. Charlie, you said, yeah, I'm on PC only, don't have a PS5, don't have an Xbox. Um, yeah, man, I that sucks for PC players, man. Like, I'm kind of shocked by that too. Like, you would think that it would release like right along with the consoles. I wonder why that is. In 2002, we were trying to figure out solving the mystery of Arrow Push, which resulted in body style change in 2003 with the Xfinity and Cup cars. Yeah, Arrow Push has always been a thing. It got worse when in the 2000s. But if they thought it was bad in the 2000s, like man, it's 20 times worse than what it was in 2002. Um, Nicholas, I'm doing pretty good. And yeah, that was completely disrespectful to Mark Martin. So I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to that. I'm trying to stay focused on. I'm trying not to go all over the place. I suck at streaming because I get sidetracked so easily. But yeah, man, like I staying on NASCAR 25 for a little bit longer. I want to show off something else real quick. So, um, oh my god, yeah. So it's a somebody put together a list of things that the game is gonna have and not gonna have, and um, it's just a lot that you know that's not there. Like there's no tire limit or no tire set limit, which that would have been cool to have. No spectating for multiplayer. Um, you know, it's just a lot that's missing. So another thing that was kind of interesting is they said that they don't know if the game is they're gonna be doing yearly releases, which is kind of interesting. If they do like a every other year type deal, that would be kind of interesting because it gives them more time to add things. Because 1 year it's not enough to add something significant to the game. So, I mean, you probably can pull it off, but you probably got to be like a EA Sports or a Rockstar or something like that. Um, they got a pretty decent sized team, so maybe they can do more in 1 year than what you Technics or the NASCAR Heat developers. Well, this is the same. This is Monster Games. They just it's a collaboration with iRacing, but they said they got 50 to 70 guys. So um yeah, man, it's we'll see about that, but oh yeah, and one last thing about this, and it's not really involving NASCAR 25, it's more so NASCAR Heat 5. Damn, man, why they gotta I hate that they are shutting down the servers because that means they shutting down the servers in August. That means we gotta go all of August, all of September, and half of October with no like online racing on the console side. So that's gonna suck. And I league race. I'm part of a league, and I'm pretty sure some of you guys are part of leagues too on consoles, and we not gonna be able to do shit until NASCAR 25 comes out, and then you got to see if NASCAR 25 is even going to be worth buying. So yeah, man, like that's gonna suck. That's something that could we right now we kind of doing like this little farewell little mini series in our league right now. We running like 2 races a week. We got 2 more races left. We did like a 6 race stretch, and we got 2 more races left. And then I think they shutting the service down August 1st, so that sucks. Later tonight, I gotta put some dates in the group chat so we can decide when to race online for an evening. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I know. Yeah, I gotta. I'm looking forward to that. So I'm looking forward to Dale's race too. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be a mess. Open lobby with you know 40 something people. That's gonna be insane. Fast lane, what's up? What is up? OJ and toothpaste. Oh shit. What is up? What's going on? Bring back NASCAR Thunder 2004. Shit. I was just playing that the other day until my fucking controller went out. Um, Boxy boy, yo, what's up? What's up? Hey, it's a lot of y'all tonight. The career mode seems like it has a lot of stuff and it's missing a lot of stuff at the same time. Yeah, so no silly season, like I said. Okay, let me talk about silly season real quick because I was seeing a lot of people say this the same thing and it was pissing me off. You can do silly season in a modern day NASCAR game. You can do it. Why do I say that? Because NASCAR 21 just did it. NASCAR, and yes, I know that company was shady. Say what you want about motorsports games. Like, I'm glad they're gone. Fuck them. But they got away with doing silly season. That at the end of the day, that was a officially licensed NASCAR game, and they pulled off silly season. So, um, my bad, I got sidetracked there. Not like I get tired of people saying that you can't do silly season in modern day NASCAR games. You can. That NASCAR 21 did it. So why can't the guys at iRacing pull that off? Because I ain't gonna lie, man. Like not having silly season in the game that doesn't add replayability to the career mode. I want to see some movement. Like when I play MLB The Show, like you seeing people get traded to different teams, and I get it. It's different with NASCAR because it's sponsorship involved and all that. But like I just said, NASCAR 21 got away with it. So why can't NASCAR 25 or NASCAR 26 get away with it? Um, I just like a lot of people sitting there saying that it can't be added. So that was irritating me when I was watching. Like I was watching people videos, people saying that. I'm just like, no, you can do it. So I think it would be cool, like to see Brandon Queen move up to the truck series and take over. Maybe you can keep it by manufacturers. Like you're not gonna see a Toyota guy go to a Chevy or a Ford guy go to a Toyota, and all that. But maybe you can keep it by manufacturer. Like, say for example, if Denny Hamlin retires in the 11 car, um, Corey Haim takes over the 11. Um, we know damn well that's not going to happen in real life because of Joe Gibbs, but uh, that's a whole different thing. Y'all hear more about that in the next video, um, but yeah, like or Brandon Queen, like you could have him move up to a junior motorsports car, and you can have Sheldon Creed. Like if Joey Logano retires in the game, he could take over the 22. Like you can keep it by manufacturer in terms of silly season. So I just I just don't believe in that whole like, oh, they can't do it at all. Like, no, they can do it. So um another thing really sucks. There's no split screen. Now I can't play with my family or friends when they come over. Yeah, a lot of people was a lot of people was disappointed in that. I ain't gonna lie, you know, it's not too big of a deal to me because of I'm not um I haven't cared about split screen in years. That's just me, but they do need to like have that in the game in the future. Like you need to have you need to provide options. Fast lane. They tested that high drag, high downforce crap in 2015 in Michigan and Indy. Yeah, I remember that shit. And then I think they did two low downforce races and they actually made a smart decision and ran low downforce the next 3 years. Um okay, the fact that people are pissed you can't drive on the yellow is really dumb. Yeah, like um that's not gonna be driving under yellow is not gonna be a deal breaker for me. A lot of people, a lot of people is complaining on social media about that, but I will say this. One thing that I didn't like that Matt Lewis said, which is one of the developers for the game, he was saying that yeah, like we're not going to add this because of player behavior, not because it can't be implemented, but because of player behavior. Man, F1 gets away with it. Like F1, like if you the F1 games, you can drive under caution, you can pit under caution, or you can drive manually down pit road. You can do everything manually. So it's no excuse, man, when it comes to like any of this stuff. You can get away with, like I was saying, silly season, and you can get away with driving under caution. I'm not saying that they should have added that stuff into this first game because they got to get the core right, and I actually hope they do. But I'm talking about down the line, NASCAR 26, 27, and so on. You can add this stuff into the game. So, um, I just disagree with those people about like that stuff not being able to be added. You're gonna be at Indy this weekend. Yes. Um, hopefully, the rain stays away. And I heard this is gonna be only like 24% chance of rain. But yeah, me and my brother, we gonna be at the race. Hopefully get to see my driver Kyle Larson go back to back. Hopefully he can sweep the weekend. Um, so sorry if y'all hear like any noise in the background. Hopefully y'all can't. But yeah, yeah, I'll be at Indy this weekend though for sure. It should be fun. This is gonna be my third time back at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway because we went there last year for the Brickyard 400. Then earlier this year we went to the Indy 500, and then we're gonna be back there again. This weekend. So I've been to 3 racetracks in total. I've been to IRP, the Brickyard, I mean, not Brickyard, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and what's the other track in Michigan? If Chicagoland comes back next year, I will definitely be attending that. Um, and then we're gonna try to hit up Iowa next year too. I'm in the Midwest, so just kind of sticking to the Midwest tracks for now, and then I'll try to like expand to you know the Martinsvilles and Daytonas and all that down the road. I feel like everyone is overreacting. 1.5 seconds of gameplay footage. Oh, you saying that? I feel like everyone is overreacting. Off of 1.5 seconds of gameplay footage. It's obvious that it's in beta, and it's not. Sounding like it's being rushed. Yeah, like I said, when it comes to me, um, I'm not taking too much from that. It's just that they could have done better when it came to like showing off a teaser instead of having a 15 frame per second, clip. So I really want there to be DNFs. I'll finally get punished for sending it for a while and to turn to a Bristol. Yeah, I feel like that if they got DNS online, oh, not online, but in the game in general, it will make people drive a lot, smarter, and people will be less risky. I feel like that would really um be a great thing when it comes to online racing, especially like if you turn on the DNFs, you're not gonna dive bomb into the fucking corner and all that. So they gotta have DNFs, man. Like why wouldn't they have why wouldn't they? I think it's BS they won't have split screen. Yeah, yeah, I agree. When you look at the highlights after a race and it shows somebody wrecking, that implies it could have been used as a caution replay. They just never implemented a cutaway for that. Yeah, so you would have to. I know what you're saying, JC. You would have to go into what I'm trying to say. You would have to go into the replay mode after the race and look at it that way. And then how the way the NASCAR Heat games had it, it's not like they had an easier way to find it. You had to like fast forward and try to find it manually. Like so I hope that I want them to do it like how the EA games did it, man, to where like if a caution happens, the AI takes over and then they show a replay, they show two replays, maybe from different views and all that, and then um, you pit if you want to pit or not, and then you take your, tires and all that. And then after that, you should be able to choose. Well, if you want the inside or outside, and then you get back to racing. I'm mainly going to do race nows when the game releases. Yeah, I'm gonna be in test session mode. Hopefully that's a thing. And I'm gonna be like, if I get the game, I'm gonna I'm gonna be like mainly testing the cup car because yeah, I think the reason why is because because our league we're supposed to be doing the cup series only, I think. I forgot, but I'm gonna be spending a lot of time with the cup car, and then I'm gonna go from cup to Arca to Xfinity, and then trucks will probably be last. I don't know. We'll see. Um, bro, you sound just like Mike. If y'all, he basically I sound like my brother. Um, we get that all the time. All the Heat games had those highlights, and they never bothered adding them mid race. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, I'll be shocked that they don't have caution replays because you want to see what the fuck happened, man. Not to mention that should be funny sometime where like they show the caution replay, you just got somebody just flipping all over the you got somebody that's flipping all over the damn place and shit. But like it'd be some funny ass wrecks, and I want to see that. People want to see that like right away when a caution happens. So I feel like it would be nice if like the damage model is not gonna be to where hoods are coming off, but it would be nice if that was a thing, and then we could have debris cautions as well. So roster updates need to be in the game if they do release it every 2 years. Yeah, like so. Let's say for example they don't come off a NASCAR game until 2027. Um, just every March or end of March or something like that, you come out with a roster update or and and give us that like a month after the 500. So that way we can have the up to date roster instead of getting 1 month. Like, for example, like when this game comes out, the roster is going to be outdated a month and a half into the release. So, you know, that's the thing that sucks about, excuse me. That's the thing that sucks about these games releasing around the fall time because the season is damn near going to be over at that point. They're going to be in the chase. So I think what October 14th, the NASCAR season ends like in what mid November. So yeah, we're going to be racing an outdated roster by the end of November. So and they're not going to update the game until probably around like March. So yeah, I hate that NASCAR games release, around that this time or around that time of the year. Motorsports games in a nutshell, just ruining people's fun. Yeah, fuck motorsports games. I mean, now the thing about motorsports games, like I said, they did do silly season. And they had the stats in the game. They had year by year stats. So I don't, fuck motorsports games, but when it comes to like stuff like that, they did a good job. One of the few things they did a good job on. Destroying the Heat 5 servers. Oh yeah. Yeah. Man, that sucks. GT7 online racing for 2 races, I guess. So I'm getting mad. So when it comes to GT7, the lobbies fucking suck. It's nothing but it's not my connection either, JC. Like when it comes to the online, like when you go to sport mode, it runs good because it's dedicated servers and all that. When you go to online lobbies, it's a mess. Like everybody's fucking all over the place. Like I would love to race some like cars online. What's those cars like the GT cars online and around Daytona? Cause we always talked about doing something like that. The people that I'm on the league I'm part of, but we can't do that because the fucking lobbies suck. And GT7 has been out for what almost 4 fucking years, and they haven't bothered to fix that. So yeah, that's unacceptable. I heard it was because of licensing why they shut down the servers. Yeah, still though, but they could have waited. They could have shut down the servers around September instead of doing it in fucking August. At that point, at least if they would have did it in September, it would have been like what a little over a month wait. So I really don't understand why they shut down the server so early. I feel bad for people like you and leagues. Yeah, yeah. I just man, that's pissing me off. One wise guy, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Gloctopus is in here. Damn. What's up, elite? Man, Hugh. I'm hoping saying your name. Sorry. What's up? Cancel my iRacing subscription until they announce a PC date. Um, yeah, man. Hold on, I'm getting lost. Yeah, man. Yeah, the whole like going back to the Heat service, man. Like, damn, that's some bullshit, man. Because I'm having fun right now. Believe it or not, I know NASCAR Heat 5 was mediocre, but we doing a bracket challenge like how they doing in real life. It's coming down to me and another guy, and we going to Atlanta, so that should be fun. Uh, you know how they were saying that what you were supposed to do before the games comes out because they're cutting the servers. They're cutting the servers, and you can hang out with your family and do activities. Come on, man. Yeah, it's summertime, but no, the game it's gonna be the fall time by the time the game comes out. So I'm gonna be in the house at that point. Um, but yeah, man, that's October 14th, NASCAR 25. We got a date. So that's everything I have to say about that. Um, some other stuff that's come out this week is it's been a lot of rumors going around. Now it's been one thing that's been confirmed. and that's the San Diego street circuit that they're going to be running on. Um, hold on, see if I can pull it up real quick. But yeah, they going to San Diego next year. They confirmed it. Um, so and my thoughts on it, I don't. I'm not crazy about it, but I'm not negative about it either. Um, like when they released the little video, which was very well done, by the way. I wasn't too crazy about it. I was just kind of sitting there, just kind of like, um, let me see something. Hold on. Oh man, I think I did something wrong. Hold on. Here we go. Hold on. Damn. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so San Diego Street Circuit. Um, there we go. Yeah, so they confirmed it. And it's like I said, I'm kind of neutral on it. Um, the Chicago Street Race was cool. Um, I was supposed to go. I was gonna go to the Chicago Street Race, but the tickets was just too much. I know they cut the prices in half. They cut the ticket prices in half the last year they did it for this year, but it was still too much. So just decided not to go. But yeah, the San Diego, like, what's your thoughts on them going to San Diego? Because I really don't have any thoughts on that. Like, to be honest, I think it's fine. Um, but I think that's one piece of the puzzle to the 2026 schedule done. The thing I want to talk about when it comes to like schedules and the rumor that's been going on, the strong rumor is Chicagoland Speedway coming back next year, baby. So I'm telling y'all, once the tickets, like once they got the tickets on sale, like once they go on sale, I'm going to that website so fast and I am purchasing those tickets right away. Right away. Uh Man, I cannot freaking wait. It's gonna come back. There's no way like that the Chicago Street Race, I mean not Chicago Street Race. What am I talking about? That Chicagoland is not on the schedule next year. I'll be shocked. So it's too much it's too much momentum behind it right now. According to Iceberg, it's they said they got trucks passing by and they testing things out like the scoring pylon, they making sure that's working and stuff like that. You got Carson Hocevar going to the track and checking it out. I heard they just cut the weeds that was on the racetrack. Stuff, it's a lot going on right now when it comes to the Chicagoland stuff. So I can't wait. It'll be the first time that I've been there, and it'll be my first time at a mile and a half too. Because I've been to a two and a half mile track, a 2 mile track, and a short track. So that'll be my first time at a mile and a half. But yeah, Chicagoland, that's San Diego is fine, a fine addition to the schedule, a street course. I feel like a street course is fine, just don't do too many. I kind of want them to tone it down with the road courses in general, or at the max, maybe five, not those 6 or 7. Um, like you can have Sonoma, you can have Watkins Glen, you can have your international race, you can have your street race. Um, that fifth race, it can kind of, rotate between Coda, and then you can have like Sebring, and you can have Laguna Seca. I feel like that'd be kind of cool. So, but it was some people that was telling me the other day, because what I'm saying right now, I put that on Twitter, and some people were saying that no, you should remove Sonoma, and Coda should get like the date that should stay like every year, and it should you could have Sonoma rotate between Sebring and Laguna Seca and some other road courses. So I don't know what y'all think of that, but 5 road courses and they can do something like that. Cause I always wanted to see the cup cars at Laguna Seca. I always wanted to see that. So um yeah. Let me see what y'all saying. Man, it's a lot of y'all in here tonight, man. Thank y'all for actually giving a damn and tuning in. um PC mods don't count. That's all using hacks. Uh, what's that regards? What's that regarding to? I got lost. Is that you talk about NASCAR 25? Jose, yeah, definitely. It's the Kyle Larson weekend again at Indy. Hopefully, hopefully, he doing double duty, so hopefully he can get the sweep. And I'm usually not big on Cup guys being in the Xfinity series and the lowest series in general, but and even when Kyle Larson is running like other races, like I kind of don't really give a damn if he wins in the lower series. I just care about him winning in Cup. But when he's doing like the triple, like trying to pull off the weekend sweep or something like that, I want him to do it because I want that sweep set. The diecast. So they're gonna offer it too. So I want that shit. You're gonna win this Kyle Busch blowing a tire while in the lead with 2 to go, giving the win to Larson. Be ready. I don't think Kyle Busch is gonna be even in the top 10 how the way they season is going. Um Man, how far am I behind? Damn, I'm behind. But yeah, I don't think Kyle Busch is even gonna be up there, man. Honestly. I want to see Kyle Busch turning around, man. I really thought that he was gonna be pretty solid at RCR, even though it's not Gibbs, but they've been giving him a bunch of bullshit um, for the past couple of years. I've only been to Coda and Texas Motor Speedway. Those are some. Well, I ain't gonna say Texas Motor Speedway, but Coda's a good track to attend, man. Damn, I would love to go to that race one day on that racetrack. That's a nice facility. Um, Lucas Iowa's a fun track. Yeah, when they went to when the Cup Series went there last year and they had the whole repave or half a repave done, I was pretty shocked how solid that race turned out. That was a pretty solid race. Like I was not expecting that race to be pretty good. So um yeah, that was pretty good. NASCAR shields are the worst. Gonna get to that shortly. Going to get to that shortly. Stick around. It's a lot to talk about, man. I'm gonna get to this other stuff in a minute. I'm just trying to see what y'all saying. Um, Kenny kind of shields for NASCAR, but also tries to play both sides. So I don't know. Yeah, Kenny Wallace is a weird case, man. We're gonna get to that in a little bit. Um, yeah, I'm doing NASCAR. I'm doing a Heat 4 season mode, and there's no DNF, so I can do whatever the fuck I want. um, yeah, you know what's funny? So NASCAR Heat 5, I think, has DNFs, but how the way they implemented it was poorly executed. I got a YouTube video of this. One time I was racing the Charlotte Roval with the trucks, and I clipped I clipped the I took a lot of the curb and I DNF'd. What the fuck? So I was kind of just sitting there looking like, yeah, this is poorly executed, man. Like I clipped the curb and fucking DNF'd. Like, like what the hell, yo? So hopefully, if DNFs is in NASCAR 25, they execute it a lot better. Sirens of Southwestern Pennsylvania. What's going on? That's a long ass name. Uh, when I get the game, I'm gonna do like a week of quick races, then do career mode, then maybe season mode. Uh, pretty much me. I'm pretty much gonna do that as well. If they got a test session mode, I'm gonna do that first. Then I'm gonna do some 25 percenters, maybe eventually a 50 percenter. Try to get used to the game, and then I'm gonna head to the career mode. This is if I get the game. I did a blow off at Chicagoland yesterday. That was great. Um, I swear if this game doesn't have caution replays, yeah, I'm gonna be pissed. Sirens of Southwestern Pennsylvania. I'm sorry, it's a long name. That's why I'm laughing. Maybe there should be weather in the game like rain in later games. I would love to see that. That would be fucking cool. Probably 3 games, 4 games down the road, but that would be fucking nice. Um, especially now that NASCAR, they not just doing rain racing and road courses, they doing their short tracks now. So that'd be cool. Let's see. I feel like it would be more appropriate for these games to go out in late August. Yeah, like if you're not gonna do it around March or April, pretty much at the beginning of the year, that's a good date. So that way you can get at least like damn near half the season. You can be kind of on par with, the rosters would be, they won't go so out of date. They won't go out of date so quickly, is what I'm trying to say. Uh, Ethan, I'd rather have NASCAR games come out in June or July than October. Yeah, pretty much what JC was just saying, like around mid to late summer. I wouldn't even say late summer. Do y'all count September as? I count September as summer because it still be hot as hell. Yeah, like that would be a good date to release the games. Like August, like early August, very late July would be nice. I still remember when NASCAR Heat 5 was released around mid 2020, around July or so. I forgot when. I actually forgot about that, to be honest. Stupid Rufus in the chat. Damn, what's going on, man? uh, the bologna, I can't even say it. The bologna burger cruise is out tonight, man. What's going on, y'all? Um, let's see. But yeah, that's the schedule stuff. Now I want to get to the other rumors. Uh, so so there's a interesting rumor going on about regarding college racing. Um, they're going to shut down. It's talks about them possibly shutting down their Xfinity program, and they're going to go truck racing. Um, with Dodge. So that's that's interesting right there. It's a rumor. Um, but yeah, that's pretty that's pretty interesting. Um, I just wonder how many teams have Dodge, well, Ram. How many teams have Ram approached and since they've been confirmed to be in NASCAR, like because when they when they made their announcement, they didn't have nobody. So it seems like they getting colleague on board. And the thing that's interesting with this, so Collie, they're still going to be running a Cup team, but they're going to be running Chevys in the Cup Series and possibly Dodge in the trucks if they go truck racing. Um, and I asked on Twitter, I was like, "Is that even allowed?" And apparently, I don't know if it's allowed or not, but Bill Davis Racing did that back in the day. I think they ran Dodges, and it was around the mid 2000s. They ran Dodges and the Cup Series. They ran, what was the other manufacturer they ran? I think they ran Toyotas and trucks, and I forgot what else they ran in the Xfinity series. They was running different manufacturers in each series, and Colleague might be doing the same. So how does the manufacturers feel about that? I don't know. Like, it's a weird deal. I think it would be kind of funny, but what that tells me though is that if this ends up being true, um if this ends up being true, you know that, Colleague is going to be one of the first to jump ship if Dodge ends up joining in the joining the Cup Series in 2027. So um which honestly, that's what they need because Colleague, I'm sorry, man. Colleague is a team that I cannot take seriously. I cannot take serious right now. Like a couple years ago, they seemed like a team that was on the rise, and then they just dropped off. Now they got Ty Dillon, in this in-season bracket challenge in the finals, which is cool, but they kind of showed me last year, or was that the year before, that they wasn't serious when they had AJ Allmendinger go run a meaningless Road America Xfinity race while AJ Allmendinger was in the middle of the playoff, battle. And I was just sitting there looking like, cause I think the Cup Series was at Richmond that weekend, and the Xfinity Series was at Road America. And he went off to run Road America, and I think he had to miss practice because of that. And I was just sitting there looking like, what type of fucking decision is that? Why would you why would you go off to run a meaningless Xfinity race and you in the middle of a fucking playoff battle? I did not understand that. So I don't know, man. That was weird. But yeah, if Carly goes to Dodge, who will be the drivers? Hopefully some good drivers. I think Christian Eckins will probably return to the truck series. He's with Colleague right now. I'm pretty sure that they will want him to stay, especially with how dominant he was in the truck series last year when he was there. And then I don't know how many trucks are they gonna have? Is this gonna be one or two? Like, this is if this rumor turns out to be true. Now the other rumor, and this is what's this? Breakhard uh tweeted this out the other day. Um Expect Spire to go Xfinity racing in 2026. Um so it's been a lot of talks of Spire's truck team is gonna be shutting down at the end of this year. They haven't confirmed anything yet, but it's been a lot of strong rumors about it. And apparently they're gonna go Xfinity racing. So uh who are gonna be, like, first of all, who are they gonna be having an alliance with? Most likely Junior Motorsports, because Spire has a tie in with, Hendrick. There are many Hendrick in the Cup Series. Junior Motorsports has a partnership with Hendrick. So I would like to think that they're gonna have what I'm trying to say, alliance with them instead of RCR, which I don't want them to be aligned with RCR with how the way they doing. So um the drivers, you would think it would be uh Andres Perez and Roger Carruth. But once again, how many cars are they gonna have when they go Xfinity racing? I would like to think that they'll have two, but yeah. But it's a lot of rumors going around saying that their truck program is gonna shut down, but we gotta see. It's just a lot of rumors going on. So um see what you guys are saying real quick. um Hope Chicagoland's back for 2026. Hell yeah. Um let's see. In regards to the San Diego street course as a Southern California native, I'm looking forward to this. Yeah, like I said, I'm kind of um if it's gonna do good for the sport, then cool, which it probably will. But hopefully you can attend it though, man. Hopefully you can end up going to that race. I'm more excited for it than I was for Chicago. Um, at least definitely going to be the first person to buy a ticket to Chicagoland. You damn right. I'm gonna be sitting there. Soon they got tickets on sale, man. I'm telling you, I'm not playing. I'm not playing. Chicagoland needs renovations though. They're gonna trust me. They're gonna end up piecing that place back up together. They're gonna work hard to get that place up to um. It's not gonna be on a level of like Phoenix or anything like that when it comes to like the facility and all that and amenities, but it's gonna be acceptable. It's gonna be cup ready. So um I got confidence they're gonna, like I said, they got trucks passing by. They're gonna get to work. So I don't think they're gonna officially announce anything until they kind of got everything just about done. So or whenever the 2026 I can't even say it. Whenever the 2026 schedule goes out, Chicagoland Speedway will most likely be a triple header weekend. That would be kind of cool. Um, let's see. If Chicagoland replaces the Chicago Street Course, what is San Diego replacing? Um, I don't. It's talks of them taking Mexico off the schedule, so it'll be that. They saying that Mexico City is not going to be on the schedule next year, so it's probably replacing that. But I heard that San Diego is replacing the street course, and Chicagoland will be replacing Mexico. I don't know. Um, in terms of street races, yeah, like San Diego is replacing Chicago. So, um, yeah, my head is spinning right now. I'm more excited about the Chicagoland than San Diego. Same here. By the way, what's up, second Casey 24? Man, there's a lot of y'all in the chat tonight, man. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you. Um, it's always nice chatting with y'all. I know I don't do this too often, but it's always nice to do it. Um, even though I'm a mediocre streamer, y'all put up with it anyway. um, let's see. San Diego and Mexico confirmed from my people. San Diego, yeah. Mexico, the last time I checked, I was hearing that they probably wasn't going to be back. It was a lot of people complaining, not the fans, but it was a lot of people like drivers and all that. Drivers were getting sick out there in Mexico, and the crowd wasn't really all that great. That was probably another thing, but I feel like they should have gave it another year, and they probably will have it on the schedule again. and I would be really curious to see like how would the attendance look for year two. So usually the first year is where the attendance ends up being the greatest, and then it doesn't really grow from there. So if it's looking like that year one, then yeah, it's not all that great. Let's see. San Diego will probably be replacing Mexico. Chrome Diesel, what's up? What's up? Jazz Bass, Jazz. I can't even say it. Jazz Bass on 5. They should add. I cannot pronounce this. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Um, I cannot pronounce shit. Um, I must admit, 4 to 5 road courses is good. One international, one street course. Watkins Glen, Sonoma, and Coda. Um, yeah, they like I said, I love Sonoma personally, but like I said, I wouldn't mind that being the track to where they rotate, and you may take off the schedule 1 year for Laguna Seca or Sebring or something like that. Um, for international, I love to see Cup at Montreal. Me too. Uh, I would love to see the Cup cars at Canadian Tire Motorsport as well. Um, Dirty Death, had to check it out. What's going on? What's up? What is up? Y'all, man, y'all are out tonight, man. Oh, what's going on? Appreciate the support. Walker's Glen, Montreal, Circuit of Americas, Sonoma, and Street Course would be the road courses for me. Um, so I'm kind of noticing something. Nobody doesn't have the Roval. Nobody doesn't have the Roval on their little like road course schedules. When it comes to like what road courses y'all want to see on the schedule. I'm done with the Roval, man. I don't know about y'all, but I'm done with the Roval as well. Like, take it back to the oval, have it be a 500-mile race in the daytime, and you're gonna have some good ass racing. Because this car is only capable of putting on good racing at the mile and a half. 500 miles. Fuck no, I don't want 400. I want 500 miles. I know a lot of people are against that because people don't have the attention span that people attention spans are short. I don't care. 500 miles daytime at the Charlotte Oval. Make it happen. Make it happen, yo. Um, Larson was close to doing the sweep at Homestead in Bristol. Don't remind me. Don't remind me, man. Um, Thanks a lot, Sam Mayer. Let me start. Um, Lionel selling the Ty Dillon diecast finally this week. I already done ordered the 164. Which one? Which diecast? Is it the one that is it the one that he just ran recently? The one that he I gotta figure out which diecast you talking about. Um I wouldn't mind a Ty Dillon diecast to be honest. I like Ty Dillon. I really like Ty Dillon, man. Unlike his brother. Um oh, believe me, as a Cowbush fan, I despise RCR a ton. Damn. Marcus Smith owns Sonoma. It's not going anywhere. Yeah, but um, I guess that's true. Um, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that it has to get taken off the schedule completely. It just I would like to see it rotate with other road courses. Like Sonoma doesn't get great attendance. It hasn't gotten good attendance in years. So that's the only reason why I say that. So Watkins Glen's not going. That's not going anywhere. Coda's not going anywhere. Um. So yeah, like swap out Sonoma. You can bring it back every couple of years. Do that. Um. Is it an RCR thing or is it a aging Kyle Busch thing or maybe both when it comes to his performance? It's both. RCR is trash and Kyle Busch is just not the same. And honestly, you started to see Kyle Busch regress even when he was with JTR, like the last couple of years of his last couple of years at JTR, like 2021, he won one race. 2022, he won I think he won two races in 2021. And then 2022, he got that lucky ass Bristol Dirt win. And but he just wasn't winning. Kyle Busch last great year was in 2019 when he won the championship. He won 5 races and won the championship that year. And even then, it took him like towards like the middle of the season to kind of come on. And then he had that little run. And then no, it was one year where he came on late and I'm trying to think if it I know it was 2017 he came on late, but he didn't win the championship year that he didn't win the championship that year. 2019, I think he had a really great start to the year, and then he was kind of quiet for the rest of the year until Homestead, if I'm not mistaken. So, but going back to is it him or is it the team? It's both. It's both. Um, I've completed 15% of my NASCAR video game ranking video. I already put a video game from PS3 slash Xbox 360 era as the first worst game. Um, I might have to check that out, man. um, I'm loving the extended practice this weekend in Indy. Get 3 sets of tires and a 50-minute practice time, and NASCAR is allowing them to make a lot more changes to the car during practice. I wish it was like that every week. Um, uh, I'm seeing how far behind I am on the chat. Jesus Christ, man. Dang, J Stop Motion. What's up? JJ, what's up? Um, what is up? Damn, Alexander. I hate when I get behind like this because I go off on I'm not used to the chat moving as fast. Um, but yeah, that's the not to get too sidetracked, but that's the whole Spire deal. So we gotta move on to the last thing in I guess in this stream, and that's the bullshit that went down. What was that? Not yesterday, but 2 days ago, and that is NASCAR fucking shields. Um, and playoff talk and all that. And I look, man, I don't want to have to talk about how shitty the fucking playoffs are every fucking week. But man, this has been a season to where they've been, I mean, the whole SVG thing, he's 26 in points, but he is in the chase and he's at the top of the chase standings because they they wins mean too much and all that other shit. But um, it's just been a year to where it's just you can't stop talking about it, and that's why the whole playoff committee is a thing to begin with. But you got people like Daniel Trotter and Larry Mack and Maba Smith and the rest of these people that want to sit here and act like we don't have a problem. So Daniel Trotter and Larry McReynolds, they are part of the Sirius XM radio crew. And before I go on, I respect what they both do. Like in terms of like what they like Larry McGreynolds, like I was, you know, always respected what he's done over the years. They do a good job of what they do, but acting like that there's no issues and trying to toe the company not company I can't say it. Trying to toe the company line, that doesn't sit right with me. Um yeah, so they was talking about the playoff committee, and Daniel Trotter was saying something like there's someone on the playoff committee that's screaming about going back to the Winston Cup format, a season long points format. And Larry McReynolds go try to sit there and say, like, I bet it's someone that hasn't won a championship. And, it was just a bad look on both of their part. It was a bad look on both of them, is what I'm trying to say. And, you know, Daniel try to go end it off with saying, let's move forward, not backwards and all that shit. What do you mean move forward? Like, wait a minute. What do you mean move forward? Like, why you acting like that the this format has done any good for the sport? Talk about some we need eliminations. We need, this system rewards winning and consistency. Oh my god, man. Oh my god. So I don't know, man. Like it's just you couldn't be more wrong, Daniel Trotter. You couldn't be more wrong. And then the fact that they went after Mark Martin, that's what they was talking about. They was talking about Mark Martin. Then they go try to sit there and try to act like they wasn't talking about Mark Martin. They both put out tweets. They saw this whole thing blow up on social media, and they try to sit there and do damage control, and that didn't work. And yeah, a lot of people lost respect for them. And like I said, the playoff committee is a thing for a reason. NASCAR themselves have finally recognized after 10 years that this format is ass. It's terrible. It's not good. It's not legitimate. It's a clown show. It took them 10 years to finally realize that, maybe we should do something about this. Maybe we should try to, actually make our championship, let's try to legitimize our championship again. And you got these people that's coming out, the Maba Smiths, the Daniel Trotters, trying to sit there and act like that. No, like this championship format is fine. It's okay to criticize something you love. And I just, it's so irritating, man. Like that's why I made that NASCAR Shields video, because it's just people like this drive me crazy. Do you really have to sell your soul to become a NASCAR media member? Because that's what it seems like you got to do. Because it's just, I mean, people may say like, well, they're getting paid and stuff like that, and man, fuck that. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and toe the company line because I'm getting paid. It's not right, man. Robin Miller didn't do this. Dave Despain didn't do this. And then it's some people like Jeff Gluck that don't do this. Matt Weaver doesn't do this. I'm just looking at this tweet. We need eliminations. We need get the fuck out of here. So I don't know, man. It's just in terms of the format, as much as I would love to see a full season points format again. And before I go into that, like to disrespect Mark Martin, like Mark Martin didn't even win a championship under the full season points format. So why will you bring up him not winning a championship to make it seem like that what you're saying just to like he's trying to prove a point or something like that. Or like, oh, he wants this back because um yeah, like yeah, Mark Martin raced under the full season points format, but he never won a championship in it. So and then Larry McReynolds trying to sit there and say that, oh, he's never won a championship. You never won a championship either. So what are you trying to say? I just don't like it was disrespectful, it was classless, it was unnecessary. They didn't have to do Mark Martin like that, but they did anyway, and it was bad. And then, everybody, went crazy on social media, including myself. I put out like 5 fucking tweets regarding to this whole situation. Because it pissed me off. Um, I just don't understand. Like Mark Martin is like more in tune. Like Mark Martin could have took his ball and just like once he retired, he could have just said like, I made my millions in this sport. I'm not gonna pay no attention to it. I'm not gonna be no ambassador or nothing. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna just ignore it. Like what a lot of drivers do. They retire and you don't never hear from them again. Mark Martin actually fucking cares about the sport. He wants to see it live on and he wants to see it thrive. He sees what the fans are complaining about online and he wants to that's why he's part of the playoff committee and he wants to see the sport he's my bad. He wants to see the sport thrive. He see that fans online don't like the system. He doesn't like the system himself and he wants to see it change. Like it shouldn't be a debate about whether this system needs to be changed or not. Like it needs to be changed. Like I don't see how you can sit here and argue that what we got right now is good for the sport. Look at the fucking ratings. Look at the grandstands doing that 10 race stretch. What is it doing for the sport? Besides sitting there saying that it's entertaining because that's all they can fucking say. Oh, it's entertaining. What else can you bring to the argument to where you can prove that this shit is actually working? It's not. Nobody doesn't give a fuck about the playoffs, yo. NASCAR is the only sport to where nobody gives a flying fuck about the playoffs. Nobody. I mean, well, you got that small percentage, but if your diehards don't care, that's a problem. If your diehards are kind of just rolling their eyes in regards to like the championship, that's a problem. Nobody doesn't sit there and celebrate the chase when it comes around. They sit there and say, like, well, what type of bullshit is going to go on this year? What bullshit is going to go down this year? Who's going to get fucked out of the championship? That's what it's resulted. That's what it's come down to now. It's gonna be the same shit. It's gonna be the same shit this year. So I'm just, I'm sick and tired of like the Mamba Smiths and all these people like trying to sit there, like you trying to sit there and say that we like people like me that criticize the sport and say that oh you hate it. Like no, I don't. I want to see it succeed. So it's a mess. Like this, this tweet. Just look at this tweet pisses me off. Like let me see what you guys are saying. I said my piece on that. It's a mess. Um, man, I missed a lot. I missed a lot. Um, yeah, yeah. So let's see. I'm trying to catch up. Uh, so the last time that oh yeah, so Ty Dillon with an average finish of like 18th in the season bracket challenge right now. Yeah, but this is for fun though. I'm not really tripping about that. Um, you know, yeah, he's been mediocre throughout it. He's been surviving, but I feel like the only changes I will make to the in season challenge is have less wild card races and see them by points, kind of like what Denny Hamlin was suggesting. Um, but yeah, have less wild cards and don't start off the bracket challenge with a freaking super speedway. Colleague dropped off because of hiring a bunch of paid drivers. That's another reason why they dropped off. Excuse me. That's another reason why they dropped off. Yeah, I agree. Ty Dillon is one of them. I'm sorry. I like Ty Dillon, but Daniel Dye in the Xfinity series. Who else they hired, man? Just a bunch of mediocre or garbage ass drivers. Um, yeah, college just cares about them checks. Hashtag check hunting. Yeah, trophy hunting no more. Shit. Let's see. Ty Norris is coming in and trying to change that mentality of just trophy hunting, getting funding from Dodge and playing the long game to switch to Ram and eventually to go to Dodge and Cup. Oh yeah, I forgot that Ty Norris is over at Colleague Racing now because he was with sorry for the background noise. He was with Trackhouse. He left Trackhouse and he's over at the Colleague now. So I forgot about that. And that is smart. That is smart on their part. Spire Motorsports potentially going to Xfinity. Yep. From according to what Break Hard is saying. Carruth to the NASCAR Xfinity 77. I hope so. I want to see a little bit more from Roger though before this year comes to a close in trucks. He got that win at Nashville. I want to see Roger go out there and dominate a race, man. I want to see him be on some Corey Haim shit. Like I would love to see him just. We see him get poles. We see him. You know, he can race in the top 10 and top five. And that race that he won in Nashville, he wasn't the fastest truck. He had two or three other guys that was on his ass. He was just able to hold them off. He was playing defense the whole time. So I just want to see him go out there and just dominate a race and not just one other time, but I would love to see him get a couple more wins in general. Like, that'd be nice. Um, but I would love to see Roger move up to the Xfinity series, especially if he's going to be in good equipment. I'm pretty positive that the Spire cars are going to be pretty good. So, especially if they end up having an alliance with Junior Motorsports. So, uh, I'm surprised more Cup teams don't have teams in all three divisions. Probably because um business wise, it just doesn't make sense, I guess. By the way, what's up, Mr. Pro? But yeah, because you used to see like a lot more Cup teams in the Xfinity series and the Truck series, and over time they just kind of shut down. Um, so I would love to see Roush come back into the Xfinity series. Um, Daniel Suarez going back to Xfinity, or would he be going to trucks? Shit, it seemed like he wanted to stay in Cup, and I don't think that's a good idea. I'm sorry, I've seen enough from Daniel Suarez to where um he's not a Cup caliber driver. Can he go down to the Xfinity or Truck Series and have success? Yes, but I don't think that he will. If he signs with like it's kind of some rumors going around about him with legacy. I don't want to see him in the Cup Series. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I like Daniel Suarez, but Go down to the Xfinity Series and win races down there, man. Like, don't. It's gonna be another. If he signs with a Cup team, he's just gonna be running in the back. He had opportunities with Joe Gibbs. He had opportunities. He had an opportunity with SHR when it was good. Um, Trackhouse built a team around him, and he still couldn't go out there and win. Or well, he could win, but he wasn't fast every week like how Ross Chastain is. So, yeah. Personally, I'm not a fan of street courses in NASCAR. I don't mind them as long as they don't go crazy with them. I heard Mexico City is going to IndyCar next year, but won't stay in NASCAR. That's what I was hearing too. I was hearing about that as well. And I'm losing my voice. I'm sorry. I was hearing about that too though. And hopefully I would love to see them stay in Mexico for another year, but if IndyCar is gonna take over Mexico next year, I wouldn't mind that as well. IndyCar is pissing me off because they well, I would say I was about to say something, but it's rumors of them going to Homestead next year. Talk about IndyCar. Um, Phoenix is in play and Richmond is in play. So because they're not going back to Iowa, which by the way, that looked depressing watching that race and seeing like fucking 20 people in the grandstands. And it was a good ass race too, especially the second race. But yeah, the double header is gonna be gone, and I don't want to see them do a double header at one of those tracks that they're looking into. Just add, like, if it was up to me, put Homestead on the schedule, put Richmond on the schedule. And they were supposed to go to Richmond back in 2020. It was on the IndyCar schedule for 2020, but they took it off once the whole pandemic happened and all that. So, and they never added it back. I don't know why. If the Cup Series goes back to Rockingham, make it a triple header weekend as well. Oh man, I really want to see the Cup Series back at Rockingham, man. That's why I've been beating that drum. They need to do more renovations there before they go Cup racing. But as you saw, that track is so fucking good, man. Like I think even with this weak ass Gen 7 car, how the way it is right now, I still think it can put on a solid race, especially as that track continues to age. We really do need Chicagoland back. Facts. Less road courses equals less free wins for SVG. Yeah, unless he starts to figure out their ovals, which I always think that he's going to be behind on ovals, but hopefully he can get to a point to where he can start running uh solid weekly on a weekly basis. Yeah, I want to see Canadian Tire and Montreal back. Yeah, that'd be cool. Canadian Tire, I got more interest in Canadian Tire, but Montreal would be really cool too. Elite, you think NASCAR would have time to fully repave Iowa? I think only paving the bottom of a progressive bank track makes it useless. I would like to see them do that, but when you look at the track now, um, when you look at the track right now, like how the way it races, it's not bad. Now the only thing about it, you can't make the top lane work because um who's gonna go up to that top lane when that's like the most wore out part of the track? Nobody's not about to go all the way up there. So that's I don't know why they did that for. That didn't make no sense. Like why would you repave like one part of the track but don't repave the other part? Just repave the whole damn thing. I don't understand why they didn't do that. That was such a weird decision. Like that was kind of odd. Charlotte doesn't need 2 dates on the oval. Okay, No track doesn't need two dates. How about that? No tracks doesn't need two dates. I want one date, and I've been screaming about this for years. One date for each track. That includes Daytona and Talladega. That way, when you go to a racetrack, when NASCAR comes to town, it makes it feel more special. They're going to be there for one time of the year, and it's gonna help ticket sales. I would like to think because when you got tracks that have two dates, you get to choose between like, do I want to go in the summer or do I want to go in the fall, or do I want to go in the spring or in the fall? And I think how the way NASCAR now back then it didn't really matter. It was gonna sell out regardless because NASCAR was just big time was big time at that point. But um now with how the way NASCAR is now, I think having one date, we seen a lot of tracks that got their dates taken away. It's helped attendance. You look at Richmond, you look at Michigan, and I can tell you firsthand that Michigan does be damn near sold out every time I end up going. I've been to Michigan 3 times, and the attendance has always been. I've been to Michigan 3 times 2022, 2024, and 2025. And every single time I go, it's looking good. So when you remove dates, it definitely helps the attendance. So I'm all for having tracks that have, to have one date. I really wish they can do that, but they probably not gonna never. They probably ain't gonna do that. Next gen killed the Roval. However, 500-mile night race on the oval would be great to return to. 500-mile race in a day would be nice, but we'll see. See, like I know a lot of people like night racing. I think night racing is overrated. I really think it's overrated. It's the C best scheme for Ty. Oh, that's the scheme that y'all was talking about earlier. Sonoma has been in the Cup Series for a long time. I don't see why it would go anywhere because damn, why the views dropping all of a sudden? It was just 30 people in here like 5 minutes ago. Damn. I hope nothing didn't. Hold on. I hope my stream didn't go black. Am I even still live? Oh yeah. I saw the amount of people. I saw the number dipped, but yeah, I'm gonna get off of here like in another like 10 minutes because it's going on 2 hours. I'm getting tired. My voice is going out, as y'all can probably tell. Once again, really appreciate you guys being in here, man. Y'all don't have to do this. Y'all take a time out of y'all day to watch a mediocre streamer like me, and I appreciate that. So yeah. Now, okay, now I'm at the shield comments now. What the fuck? Daniela Trotter is another NASCAR shield. See, if I didn't come off that shield video and I was working on it now, then she would have been in the video. This whole thing would have been part of the video. Add Daniel Trotter and Larry Mack to the list of NASCAR shields. Roy, I can't even say your name. Roy, is in the chat. I cannot talk, man. I'm losing it. NASCAR has been in the chaos era since 2014. Yep. That's when it was already kind of like when they came out with the chase, like it was definitely like more on the entertainment side, and then they kicked it into overdrive in 2014, and they have not let up since then. Ryan Newman almost exposed the system in 2014. Only 3 drivers in 2017, 2019, and 2021 were the champions no matter the format. Yeah. And when you think about it, the person that actually did expose the system is not even a cup driver. It was Matt Crafton. Won the championship in 2019 without winning a race. But hey, winning is everything under this system, right? These people are stupid, man. NASCAR. I hope NASCAR brings back the wild card format or the OG chase. Give me the original chase. I had no problem with that. The only change I'll make, and I said this in my video, the playoff video that I made. No, I've made this suggestion. What video was that? Damn. Oh yeah, NASCAR needs to look in the mirror. Go back to the OG chase and just have it to where bonus points are more of a thing. You can carry those bonus points into the chase, so you can have a buffer. Uh, I lost respect for Trotter and McReynolds. Everybody did. Everybody did. Which is unfortunate because, like I said, I like what they do for the most part. They do a good job at what they do. Not in this case though. Like, not. I don't like NASCAR bootlickers. Um, not a fan of that. Chase already has a two race lead on Byron. I don't think he does. Yeah, Byron ain't Byron like what 20 something points behind? If you talk about under the Winston Cup format, I don't even think he has a two-race lead on him in that format either. If you have to have a chase, it should be with the wild card format, but with less spots. On top five in points and three wild card spots, you have to be in the top 15 in points, so the regular season matter more. Uh, by the way, what's up, J Money? Um, give me a sec, y'all. Hold on. Damn, I needed that water. My voice was going out, boy. That I needed that water big time. Yeah, but in terms of like your idea, I don't. I just don't make it be simple, man. Like I want. If you're not gonna go for full season format, go with the OG chase or go with Dale Jr.'s idea. Elliott is having a Matt Kenseth 2003 type season. He is very consistent. Not as consistent as Matt Kenseth was in '03. Well, actually, he kind of is in a way because he hasn't finished outside the top 20 yet this year. I don't think. I think once. I think it was at the Chicago Street Course. I forgot. Mark Martin was speaking facts. Hell yeah, man. Like Mark Martin and Dale Jr., man. I wish they were like the two that was running the sport right now. We'll be in good freaking hands, man. I have no like my faith in who's in charge right now. Jim France, Steve O'Donnell, um, Steve Phelps. Like the only executive that I don't have a issue with is Ben Kennedy. I, yet, I don't have an issue with Ben Kennedy yet. So, um, he's doing a great job with the schedule, and they might hand him the keys one day to become COO. And like from what I was told, people were praising Brian France before he took over, and then when he took over, things went downhill. So I don't want to. So far, Ben Kennedy is doing a great job, um, but man, give me Dale Jr. and Mark Martin as president and vice president, man. We good to go. Larry McGraddles doesn't. Larry doesn't have championships too. Yep, I would tweet about it more, but I don't have uh that hashtag movement. This playoff format doesn't necessarily reward winning because freaking Matt Crafton won the championship without winning a single race. Yep, I just mentioned it. A format that was designed to reward winning. So yeah, you see how that went. It got exposed. Imagine a caution-free next train. I'm sorry, where we know who wins the cup with 8 races to go. Um, my bad, man. I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to say. Have a good night, Elite. Catch you on the Discord. All right, wise guy. He probably already gone now, but appreciate you coming in here, man. Mark Martin should be president of NASCAR. Hell yeah. Um, by the way, I'm all the things I wanted to discuss tonight. I've got through all of it. Just reading through you guys' chats now for the rest of the night. This last like 5 or 10 minutes. Try to catch up. NASCAR has been the. Didn't I just read that? Mark Martin wants integrity to exist. It doesn't exist with the current format. Exactly. It's so weird that like the fans are the ones that's screaming for things to be fair. Yet you got people in the industry and NASCAR themselves that want this shit to be a clown show. You would think it would be the opposite, right? But no, like I guess y'all don't want the sport to be taken seriously. Denny Hamlin, 2015. How can we crown a real champion under this system? It's just the wild, wild west. Yeah. Every year during the playoffs, when something stupid happens, that clip gets shared around. It gets shared around. Dale Jr. Uh, also be saying we need more horsepower. Yep. The playoffs should have never the play the playoffs never should have existed. The 2004 and 2007 chase formats are fine. Even the 2011 one isn't bad. You right about the whole playoffs shouldn't be a thing to begin with because uh looking when you look at the archives from like the late 2003, early 2004 parts of the season or whatever, you see everybody is clearly saying that they don't want a playoffs because they was talking about adding the playoffs. And at first they were just going to reward more points for winning a race. Then the idea started to, you know, the whole thing started to go around about them adding the playoffs. Obviously y'all know the story about Brian France going on a boat trip with Jeff Gordon and he pitched him the idea and Jeff Gordon laughed right in his face. That should have told Brian France right there not to go with it. But yeah, you had Terry Labonte, Kevin Harvey, Tony Stewart, Dale Jr. The only person that was down for a playoff system in NASCAR was the ultimate NASCAR shield himself, Michael Waltrip, even in the year 2004 or 2003. Um, Other than that, they had fan polls back in the day on NASCAR.com, J-Ski, some other websites saying that do you want a playoffs in NASCAR? And everybody was saying no. You had that small percentage of people saying like yes, let's do something new. But other than that, though, it was everybody was like rebelling against it. Like they was like, nope, we don't want that. And Brian France pretty much said, "Fuck y'all, we're gonna end up doing it anyway." Um, so all they had to do, if you wanted wins to matter more, all you had to do was reward more points for winning a race. Think about it. A lot of people forget that Matt Kenseth won the championship in 2003 by only 96 points. Just imagine if that they rewarded more points for winning a race. Jimmy Johnson probably could have been the champion that year instead. That's all you had to do. If you didn't want, a guy with zero or just one win, running away with the championship, you should have put more emphasis on race wins. That's all you had to do. It was that simple. And I wish somebody just would have drilled that into Brian Francis' head. But you also got the whole thing about Sprint, not Sprint, well, Nextel at the time. They wanted a new format. It was stuff going on about that too. Maybe he was pressured into doing that. I don't know. Anyway, um, it rewards mediocrity over legitimacy. Yep. Look at Logano. Larry McGriddles has less wins as a crew chief than Mark Martin wins as as the. Let me reread that again. This is how you know I got to get off of here because I'm all over the place. Larry McGriddles has less wins as a crew chief than Mark Martin has wins as a driver. Um, yep. Larry McReynolds, he gets praised as a crew chief because he got Dale Earnhardt Sr. that 1998 Daytona 500. So that really like elevated him. But you got to think about it. Larry McReynolds was responsible for some of Dale Sr.'s worst seasons. What, 97, 98? I think, was he his crew chief in 97? Because that wasn't a good year. But also Dale Sr. was dealing with like neck pain at the time, so he wasn't really the same driver. So that was part of it too. But yeah, that Daytona 500 is the only reason why he gets elevated to like this, you know, superstar crew chief. Because I'm not saying he's a bad crew chief either, but it's not like he's a fucking Chad Knauson or Ray Evernham or anything like that, or Rodney Childress. So NWP yesterday did a poll on their live and said, "What is your favorite point system?" 49% said Winston Cup, 36% said the chase, 10% said the playoffs, 3% no champion, just races. They put that as an option. Oh man, like wow, I didn't know they did a poll like that. Oh my god, NASCAR just doesn't get it, man. Or should I say the TV? Well, the TV networks don't get it. I should say. There's a reason the Xfinity Series viewership is the highest in 8 years. Yeah, the CW is really helping that. Not to mention the Xfinity Series puts on better racing too. Entertaining like Harvick in 2015, Talladega crashing half the field intentionally. That's another thing that the chase creates, unfortunately. Um, called diehard fans or called diehards for a reason. Old habits die hard, and everyone's beyond sick of this shit. Yeah, that's why I don't blame, people like Dale Reynolds and Kamikaze Games for leaving and What If Racing. A lot of people like to give those guys shit for, leaving, but sometimes you got to send a message, man. Um, you know, JC as well, um, saying that I haven't watched a playoff race in 4 years. I'm not there yet, but I'm gonna see how these next couple of years go, man. When it comes to the Cup Series, at least. I'm not there yet right now, though. It was nice to see him get that one final win in Sonoma, though. Oh, you talk about Tony Stewart. Um, holy shit, man, my voice. I've been talking nonstop for 2 hours. Uh, IndyCar has been boring this year. It's just been Alex Palou dominating. Yeah, it's kind of picked up recently though. Like Toronto was a really good race. Um, the Iowa races were pretty good. And yes, I know Alex Palou won that second one. It's been pretty. It started off kind of dull, but the last like four IndyCar races have been pretty good. 4 or 5, like Palou choked Mid Ohio away. Um, So that was interesting. Uh, I don't know what's the point of IndyCar is without the ovals. Yeah, we they just need like they just need to add like three more ovals. Two of them being high speed ovals, like at Homestead, and I think they should go back to Michigan. They should go to Michigan. I don't care what anybody say. Add Homestead in Michigan, and then add Richmond, and then we good to go. We good to go. Yeah, I love to see Rockingham back in Cup. If I had Dirt Vision, I'd be watching most of the Outlaw Sprint Car and late model races. Do you have JC? Do you got what's it called? Flow Racing? Because it'd be a lot of it's just a lot of grassroots racing on there anyway. I want to get a Flow subscription, but that shit is a lot, man. It's a lot. Not to mention I got too much shit to pay for right now. I'm good. If you're gonna have 2 days for racetracks, at least have one of those be a night race. Yeah, I guess. Um, if that was the case, that'd be so cool to have Talladega at night. Yeah. But TV need them ratings, unfortunately. Um, I'm still here just making a video for tomorrow. Um, what's the video about? Uh, oh, Darcy in here. What's going on, man? Unfortunately, you missed majority of the stream. I gotta. I'm about to get up out of here in a minute. Um, in a couple of minutes because my voice is going out. My voice is going out. Um, man. Let's see. You should do a NASCAR Shields Part Two featuring Steve Letarte, Burton, Daniel Trotter, and Larry Reynolds. A lot of people want a sequel to that, and I'm not gonna do it. I want to, but I got too many other videos that I got ideas for that I'm mapping out right now. I got a Bill Weber video on the way. I got this Ty Gibbs versus Corey Haim video. I got a Brad Keselowski video in the works. I got a Dale Jr. video in the works. I got a video about female NASCAR drivers in the works. So it's a lot of videos in the works right now that oh yeah, I got a NASCAR. Let's just say I'm talking about a certain network. Um I got a video about that in the works as well. Um guess you can call it a sequel, but I got a sequel to that about talking about a certain network, but yeah, it's just a lot of videos that I want to do before I get to a Shields part. I think I made my point. I got my point across when it came to that video. So I don't know if I want to do a part two. I mean, we'll see. I'm a Blaney fan, and even I kind of felt disappointed a week after he won it because of the system. Yeah, like Blaney, I think he came on doing those last 5 races in 2023, last 6 races, and he had no business winning the championship that year. Um, see, yeah, I'm gonna stay on here for 5 more minutes, and then I'm gonna be done. 5 more minutes. So if y'all could just stick with me for 5 more minutes, that'd be appreciated. Uh, Once again, I appreciate y'all coming out. 2 hours and 4 minutes. I knew this was gonna be a long stream because I had so much that I wanted to discuss with you guys, and y'all came out. Um, I'm gonna do another one of these once we get some more information about NASCAR 25 and if more um, crazy shit like this happens with the whole Daniel Trotter thing. Daniela wasn't even around when the full season points were around. Larry is literally in the same boat as Mark Martin. No room for either of them to talk. Yeah, Daniel Trotter is. I'm kind of surprised how outspoken she is because this ain't the first time to where she's very outspoken, but it's in a way of like, um, it's not outspoken like Dave Despain or anything like that. She used to be a host on NASCAR Race Hub. Like now she's on Sirius XM radio just talking a bunch of nonsense. Quarterly, quality long form chill and chat stream. Yeah, I hope y'all been enjoying this, man. Mark Martin speaking the truth. I like your channel 29. You make some damn good points. I like to see a full season for sure. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Appreciate that. Hamlin was accurate at that time. Kyle Busch missed the first 11 races in 2015 and he won the freaking championship. It just shows how bad this format is. It's been too many times of this format showing just how bad it is. I'm tired of people trying to justify Logano won when it mattered. I get he did, but that still doesn't mean he deserves his championship from a full season body of work. Yeah, y'all speaking facts, man. Like it just gets tiring, like repeating ourselves. That's why if they're gonna make a change, you gotta get it right. You got to get it right. Don't because the last thing I heard though, they was thinking about changing just one thing, and that was having a 3 race round for the championship. If that's gonna be the only change, that's not good enough. You gotta get rid of winning you're in. And honestly, I want a bigger sample size than 3 races. I mean, yeah, 3 races is better than having it come down to one freaking race, but can we do 5 races? Can we have a final four and they can compete for 5 races? Man, I don't know, man. Yeah, Galactopus had to go up and get up out of here. Um, funny enough, added more points for wins 2004 to 2006. Yeah, you know what they sure did that year or during those years. Which sport is more out of touch and disconnected from its fans, NASCAR or MLB? Freaking NASCAR. Shoot, WWE as well. Maybe on some bullshit. This was never about satisfying the people in the audience or rewarding good performance. Always about making sponsors feel like they had a reason to pay money and sponsor drivers who aren't the best. That's true. That's why I think Hamlin talked about that on his podcast about how they expanded the chase because sponsors were complaining that they wasn't part of the postseason. Motherfucker, get better. Like, get better. Don't sit there and try to ask NASCAR, like, yeah, can you expand the playoffs by like a good, can you just expand it so that way we can get in with our mediocre performance? Like, I don't know, man. That's I hate it though. TV has too much control. It's bad. Personally, for me, I'm always going to watch NASCAR. I'm always going to watch NASCAR. Well, I'm going to give up on the Cup Series first because the Gen 7 car. Like I'm gonna see where it goes these next couple of years. I'm not there yet. I don't want to never get there with the Cup Series on NASCAR in general, but if they just keep going in a bad direction, yeah, like I would join Kamikaze and What If Racing when it comes to and plenty of other people when it comes to not watching anymore. But I'm not there right now, not close, but 5 years from now, maybe so. Maybe even 3 years. I haven't watched any car this year, but has Fox coverage been good or not? Hell no. It started off okay, and then it's kind of on that NASCAR level when it comes to their coverage. Not as not as bad, but it's not good. It kind of reminds me of like how TNT is with their coverage right now. It's not bad, but it's not good either. It's like okay. So yeah. IndyCar at Pocono would be awesome. I wouldn't mind that. Oh, it's a gaming video. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm gonna have to check it out. I ain't got flow racing, but to my knowledge, it's mostly startup career stuff and a few crown jewel derbies. Uh, Cal Frazier is in here and just said the most. Oh wait, is that a bot? Um, there's some wild ass shit being said in the chat right now. What the fuck? I'm gonna um I'm not sure Burton's a shield, but the rest are. Jeff Burton do he kind of lean towards that a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. Almost done, guys, and then I'm gonna get up out of here. Almost done, about like 2 minutes. Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I missed most of the stream. Was watching Fantastic Four at the theater with my girlfriend. I hope it was a good movie. I hope y'all had a good time. And speaking of the movies, I'm going to see the F1 movie tomorrow. By the way, has any of y'all seen that yet? The F1 movie. Um, I've been hearing things about it. I've been hearing positive things about it for the most part. I'm gonna go check it out tomorrow. Um, see what it what's it about. So I had honestly never heard of Daniel Trotter until this week. Yeah, Daniel Trotter, she used to do this NASCAR Race Hub show. She was the host for it back in like in '09, 2010, from about 2010 to like 2015. She was like the host of that show. It was like a well-known like NASCAR news show. And then I guess she moved over to Sirius XM radio after the show, after they replaced her with Shannon Spake. I don't blame Krista Voda and Jeff Hammond for leaving. Man, that's a name. Those are names I haven't heard in a minute. Um, um, if if the Gen 7 car doesn't get better, then I may not watch the Cup Series anymore. At least Xfinity is still good. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I won't stop watching the Xfinity and Truck Series and all that. It's just gonna be the Cup Series. The fact that they want to be cheap and don't want to make any major changes to this car is just, it's frustrating. Every week we complain about the same thing. I mean, y'all fucked up 3 of the 4 track types or majority of the track types with this car. I can see the Xfinity series going to the Gen 7 car soon. Their current car doesn't teach drivers anything about the Cup car. Man, don't say that, man, because I can to be honest, I've been kind of thinking about that. Like I've been thinking about them. Like I could see next year or the year after that of them going to like a next gen Xfinity car. So yeah, that would be the death blow of to the Xfinity series. Yep. Oh, what if racing is in here? Everybody's damn. Everybody came out tonight, man. So is Cup good this year or same as last year? I need the scoop. Um, it's not good this year. You haven't missed nothing. Um, they trying so hard to bring softer tires, and the tires are not wearing out. It's not making a difference in the racing. They've taken small steps, like at certain tracks, like Martinsville, for example, but it's still not where it needs to be at. Um, Plate racing sucks. Mile and a half are progressively getting worse. Um, some of the mile and a half races are not what they were the first couple of years of this car. So you haven't missed too much. It hasn't been too much shenanigans this year in terms of like um, a bunch of green white checkers. A lot of races have been going green. Um this year it hasn't been too bad, but pretty much the same as last year, man. Pretty much the same as last year. Uh while you in here, what if have you I'm pretty sure you've been keeping an eye on some of the NASCAR 25 stuff. What's your thoughts? 'Cause I know you've been kind of busy with your other channel. I've been kind of curious about what you've been thinking about the NASCAR 25 stuff. Oh man, my voice is gone, man. This is painful. Um, I'm gonna call it, y'all. This is I can't even talk no more. 2 hours and 16 minutes, man. I'm sorry to those that just came in here. My voice is gone. That water didn't do shit. But yeah. But I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Thank you all so much for coming in here tonight. I've actually had energy this time around to doing this because I ain't gonna lie, the past couple times I've done this, I've kind of sounded dead inside. But that was around the time where I was like, I was kind of feeling sick at that time. I was having some health issues and stuff, like I was telling y'all in that little post. But I'm doing good now. Yeah, thank you all so much, man. Thank you all for coming out, and I'm gonna do another one of these soon. I don't know when, probably like in a couple of weeks when they reveal more stuff about NASCAR 25. But look out for a YouTube short this week, hopefully before Sunday. Look out for the Ty Gibbs versus Corey Haim video, maybe beginning of next week. And I'm working on trying to be a guest on a certain podcast. It's not the NASCAR Weekly podcast. It's not that. It's another podcast. Gonna be trying to be a guest on there. I'm trying to work out a time for that. Um, I got contacted a while ago for it, and still trying to select a date for that. So yeah, it's a lot of things in the works. A lot of good things happening. Um, just feel blessed right now with where everything is, how everything is going right now. So um yeah, so y'all got a lot to look forward to when it comes to content and stuff and all that. And I'll just let y'all know. So first collab done. Once again, JC, thank you for that. Um, didn't see that coming. Did not see a collab on this channel coming. So I'm gonna quit yapping. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. Y'all have a good one. I'm gonna go ahead and roll up out of here. And peace out, man.